Hey, wait. Hey. Hey, hold on. Hey, wait. Hey, hold on. Winter's here. It's been absolutely frigid this week. We had negative temperatures somewhere around like 5 or 6 negative. We had like 25 to 35 mile an hour wind. It's definitely been a chore trying to keep up on all the animals with the water. Fortunately on these calves, we've got a stock tank heater. But one of the drawbacks to where we have these calves is I've got to haul water to them and everything is completely frozen solid. Better be careful crossing that. That could be painful. They're kind of picky when it comes to this alfalfa. Some of it's a little stalky, and so they've been picking through it and eating what they want and kind of pushing out of the bunk what they don't want. So we're just going back through every time I feed them. We're just putting the stuff back in the bunk and then putting new on top of it. That way they go through it and eat it down a little bit better. best to keep this alfalfa covered when you can, because a lot of the nutrition, or most of the nutrition, is in those leaves. And these leaves, if you can see, they are very susceptible to falling off and blowing away. So the stalk really doesn't have a whole lot in it, but the leaves are where it's at. They love this alfalfa. It's sweet. It's almost like candy to them. If you can see 200 right there, the tall one, she's the one who we had a hard time getting her out with the rest. But she'll be fine in here. She gets all her candy alfalfa with the small ones. I've got this hot wire here separating all of these bales. That way the animals can't get into it. And the 6 we had for the last year and a half, they did great. I had the hot wire up here, but all those little calves we just brought on, they went right underneath it. They didn't have any problem getting through it without getting shocked. So we brought it down to this second one. Works great. Even the big ones don't cross it now. Ever since I started raising buffalo, the difference in air temperature really kind of astounds me. Before I started doing something like this, I always thought that like below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it was all a wash, but it's not. When we've had really long sustained temperatures like this, where it's well below freezing for quite a while, it makes things quite a bit more difficult. Like having these calves in this little corral right here is one difficulty. Being able to haul water to them in the winter really isn't that much of a problem until you get really low sustained temperatures like this. It makes it to where the tank that I use for water is completely frozen solid, as opposed to just having a skim coat layer of ice that you can break and then just pump water out and it refreezes. But in these temperatures, it's solid ice. Fortunately, I don't think these temperatures are gonna last very long, because I don't think I ended up with too much water in those buckets I brought over. Like this, chopping ice. Believe it or not, when the temperatures are lower, the buffalo can actually break through a thin layer of ice, but this thick stuff, they're not getting through at all. calves don't know quite as much as the older ones, and they can be a little difficult when it comes to stepping on ice. In a big pond, they like to walk all the way out into the center, and it can break through. The bigger ones don't tend to do that as much, but they do it sometimes too. So the best thing is to just get a hole cut in the ice soon rather than later. That way they're not searching for water. It's time to get them a bale of hay, but we don't have any way to move it. So let's head up to the barn. Let's see if we can figure something out. That'll work. Of course, we ran into a problem. So I've got this 7-foot piece of oiled field pipe. Now this is 2 3/8. The other pipe that I cut first, these short sections, this is 2 7/8. My idea was to slide this over this. They're made to fit together. And then I can weld arms and to be able to pinch the bale. The problem is this does not slide over it because it is so rusted. So what I'll have to be able to do is take and ream the center of it open with a grinder that's that size or something that will reach down into there. But the buffalo need fed today and I don't have time to go get a grinder. So we're gonna go ahead and use some farmer's ingenuity and get that bale out to the buffalo. I think this one and this one, they ought to do it. Well, you're not supposed to be in there. So much for keeping them out with the hot wire. Let's get her out. There she goes. She knew she wasn't supposed to be in there. I guess I might have to run 2 wires, maybe one on top and one in the middle, because that didn't work. I thought it would roll, but I guess because of the way those pipes went in and they're kind of pinching the bale instead of staying straight like that, I think that's why it wanted to slide. The snow didn't help any, and then the flat spot. We'll figure out something else for the rest of the winter, but honestly, that was pretty easy. It's all downhill and it just came on down just like a sled. The chain's stuck under there. I know a way to get it out. You don't ever want to leave this net wrap out there. They can actually eat it, and then it'll ball up in their stomach and it can kill them. If you're interested in supporting us on Patreon, the link is in the description below. I am going to try to make it a point in 2023 to be a lot more active on Patreon and post some things on there that you would not see on YouTube. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday season. Let's make 2023 a great year. We'll see you guys next time.